A of the Penal Code, Cap 63, Laws of Kenya, and Brian Mwenda Njagi between 30th of August 2022 and 3rd of March 2023 at a known place within the Republic of Kenya with intent to deceive you knowing stroke 21249 stroke 22 in the name of Brian Mwenda and purporting it to be a certificate of admission to practice as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya duly issued by the Deputy Registrar of the High Court of Kenya. Is it true or not true? Not true. Count number 2 is of uttering a false document contrary to Section 353 of the Penal Code, and Brian Mwenda Njagi on the 3rd March 2023 at the law firm of Mwangi Kiai LLP Advocates offices in Westlands area within Nairobi County with intent to deceive you fraudulently and knowingly uttered a forged document, namely a certificate of admission P105/21249/22 in the name of Brian Mwenda and purporting it to be a certificate of admission to practice as an advocate of Kenya. Is it true or not true? Not true. Count number 3 is of making a false document contrary to Section 347A of the Penal Code, Cap 63, Laws of Kenya, and Brian Mwenda Njagi between 30th of August 2022 and 3rd of March 2023 at a known place within the Republic of Kenya with intent to deceive you knowingly and fraudulently made a false document, namely a practicing certificate for the year 2023 in the name of Brian N. Mwenda, practice number LSK stroke 2023/01004, admission or ADM number P105/21249/2022, purporting it to be a practicing certificate issued by Registrar of the Judiciary. Is it true or not true? Not true. Count number 4 is of uttering a false document contrary to offices in Nairobi Central Business District within Nairobi County with intent to deceive you fraudulently and knowingly uttered a false document, namely a practicing certificate for the year 2023 in the name of Brian N. Mwenda, practice number LSK stroke 2023/01004, admission or ADM number P105/21249/2022, purporting it to be a practicing certificate issued by the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. Is it true or not true? Not true. Count number 4 is of uttering a false document contrary to Section 3 Kenya and Brian Mwenda Njagi on the 3rd of March 2023 at the law firm of Mwangi Kiai LLP Advocates offices in Westlands area within Nairobi County with intent to deceive you fraudulently and knowingly uttered a forged document, namely a practicing certificate for the year practice number LSK stroke 2023/01004, ADM or admission number P105/21249/22, purporting it to be a practicing certificate issued by the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. Is it August 2023 at a known place within the Republic of Kenya? You fraudulently and dishonestly used advocate admission number P105/21249/22 being a unique identifier assigned to Brian Mwenda Ntwiga, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, to access and use Law Society of Kenya online advocate account belonging to Brian Mwenda Trigger, purporting to be the said Brian Mwenda Trigger. Is it true or not true? Not true.
The voice of the president, my president, LSK, the voice of 24,000 advocates. If he is allowed to participate when he is not supposed to, it will be prejudicial to his allowance. Let us deal with the question first. Who is allowed to participate? Because that is very critical in this matter. Then the question about bail will only be left to parties that are supposed to be. Jonah, a casual look of the charge sheet indicates that the accused purported to have uttered 2023 LSK stroke 2023 stroke 01004. The custodian of LSK documents, emails, is vested by the Advocates Act to the council. The council members of elect the council to deal with issues of practicing certificates. The council, as a policy organ, has a secretariat that is answerable. Charge sheet is that the accused person forged or uttered practicing certificate, document in the sole custody of the Law Society of Kenya council members. The council then is the complainant. They complain by recording statements. Then they graduate to be witnesses. They can then not be witnesses and also advocates. they can only appoint an advocate to represent the Law Society of Kenya as a victim. You know, the secondly, the accused the state is saying they might be continuing to investigate. Close of the case, prosecution case. The Law Society of Kenya, headquarters, is a crime scene. If the investigators implicate staffs or council members, end up being accused people. So you are now procedurally, the council members cannot appear in their official position that this is a time for elections, for JSC position, and a new council. I put this question to my good sister, the DPP, to ask the Law Society of Kenya, where I'm a member. Is it the right time and the country could they reconsider and end up sinking the entire?
So you're not in the jet.
If it collapses, it's very safe at the DPP's office. This
still remains my member.
In social media, we are destroying ourselves as a law society. But he has taken plea, will defend it. You know, let my two advocates lay the law on which I've put that application, this the section of the law.
In any matter in which he has reason to believe that he may be required as a witness to give evidence and so forth.
admit the Law Society in this matter will suffer grave prejudice and you will not be afforded a fair hearing at home. Will now be supported by the Law Society of Kenya, of course, the President and the Council. Not the victim at all. There is a reference to victims in our Constitution, and there's a reference to, there's a definition of what a victim is in a study. It's most unfortunate. Instead of, if you go through the charges that have been placed before you, Your Honor, these are charges that the Law Society would have tried to that estimate to be a Kinyumbani kind of problem, not a problem to be brought to a court of law to sort out at all. And the President of the Law Society would have forged leadership in promoting the interests of the Law Society and its members.
No fact, no affidavit. And for the avoidance of doubt, I'll say no. Unlike the police and this honorable court, a private citizen does not have rights to compel witnesses to be their witnesses. So they already have the answer. Secondly, Your Honor, in my capacity as a Principal Prosecution Counsel of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, everything that I do is protected by Section 15 of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions Act, number 2 of 2013. And the Act only has one condition, that I do my work in good faith, that whenever I have done my work in good faith, I hope I have in the last 11 years, I am immune from any civil or criminal claims. I submit that that provision extends to protect me from being a potential witness. Your Honor, the beauty or otherwise of the argument of learned counsel is that today they would suggest to you that tomorrow you will be their witness. And they will ask you to step out of this case, moving a counsel for the prosecution from a matter. They have failed the test. In addition to dismissing that limb of the PO, I humbly request you that in your ruling you clearly indicate that that argument has been struck off your record, because it is pleading facts from the bar, which I have kept on warning against in this profession. On that ground alone, I thank you, but there's no basis for me to be struck out of the pleading. Even this court has no business doing. The choice of witnesses for the prosecution, for the avoidance of doubt, will be a matter exclusively within the mandate of the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Your Honor, secondly, under the Law Society of Kenya Act, Section 26 thereof, establishes the Secretariat